So this demo of Aipex is an example of what it's like having an expert on hand at all times to help you troubleshoot problems. In this case, it's a real network problem between a Windows file share and a Mac that was accessing that file share to run scripts. And every time we did that, it actually locked the file share and we had to restart the server service on the Windows device, which is easy in Aipex because you can just go into the Services tab and restart it, but that's a pain in the neck. So I asked the Agentic AI assistant to troubleshoot why this has to be done and find me a solution. And you can see it going through a series of steps. It's pulling data, examining logs, getting information about the network connections. Now it wants to run a command, give it permission to do that. Long story short, it comes back with some suggestions, but to help it out, I actually had to create the error condition. I actually had to cause the lock, which took a few attempts. That's why I sped the video up. Now I've created the lock and I've asked the Agentic AI assistant to go and find out what's going on this device. And as you can see, it's now starting to run some commands. It's getting more detail. In this case, it's looking at the properties of the SMB connection, which is the file sharing protocol used by Windows devices. And you can see it's running a series of steps. Anyway, I've skipped forward a bit here because ultimately it comes back and suggests I'm going to close some file handles. I didn't know you could close individual file handles on an SMB share, but the Agentic AI assistant does, and it knows how to do it. And here's the command it ran. And it came back and said, I've run that. And lo and behold, this worked. This actually unlocked the file share. Everything worked again. So I asked the logical question, great, what's the permanent fix? This turns out not to be so simple. There's a long series of steps, and I've sped the video up, and it went on for a while. And ultimately, it came back and said, you need to go and look at the Mac. It's not the Windows server's fault, it's the Mac. So it gave me some commands to go try. Well, it just so happens that Aipex also runs beautifully on a Mac. So I pretty much took what it told me, fired up the Agentic AI assistant connected to the Mac and said, here, how's this going to help? Will it work? And what do you know about this? And once again, it's asking to run some commands. And you can see the performance data, which is the same as it is for other devices in Aipex. I'm going to speed this up because this, again, went on for quite a while, troubleshooting. Ultimately, it came back and said, I'm going to try unmounting that file share and let's see if that unblocks it, which it did, not surprisingly, but it did. And I then asked it, well, what's the permanent fix here? How can we avoid this happening in future? It came up with another brilliant set of troubleshooting steps, but ultimately it just said, you got to stop doing this. Don't run a script directly, copy it locally, copy it back and then run it. And actually that turned out to be the solution and it works perfectly. But it was really helpful having an expert on hand in the form of the Aipex Agentic AI assistant.